There was that same silence coming from the other side of the door again. Even after knocking 3 times, there was no response. I spoke softly. Emma, just talk to me for 2 minutes. There was a slight movement inside, like someone shifting on the bed, then everything went quiet again. It had been 2 days. For 2 days, my 15-year-old daughter, Emma, hadn't come out of her room, except to use the bathroom. And it all started after that one conversation. The one where I told her I was getting married. 5 years ago, when I got divorced, my world split into 2 parts. Me, and my daughter. Emma was only 10 back then, but the broken trust in her eyes felt far older than her age. That's when I made a promise to myself. Her first, everything else later. For years, I stayed away from dating. Then, 2 years ago, I met Michael. Michael was different, calm, patient, and understanding without ever pushing. We grew close slowly, like something fragile that could break if rushed. It took me almost a year to introduce him to Emma. I still remember their first meeting. "This is Michael," I said with a smile. Emma gave a small smile, but her eyes were empty. "Hi," was all she said. From that day until now, that same distance remained. Polite words, but a wall in her heart. Michael tried. "What kind of music do you like? Let me know if you need help with math. Maybe the 3 of us can go out sometime." Each time, her answers got shorter. "Okay, no, I don't need anything." And then, silence. 6 months ago, Michael asked me to marry him. I said yes. Maybe because after all these years, I felt like I deserved to be happy again. But telling Emma, that was the hardest part. "I'm getting married," I said gently. She stared at me for a few seconds. Like she heard me, but refused to believe it. "I will never accept him as my father," she said coldly. "I'm not asking you to," I tried to explain. "Just that he's going to be a part of my life. If you marry him," she cut me off. "I'll go live with Dad. Forever." Something broke inside me at that moment. And now, it felt like that fear was becoming real. Her father had called. "If you go through with this wedding," he said, "I'm filing for custody." "Are you serious?" I asked, exhausted. "Emma isn't happy," he replied. "And you're not putting her first. I've given her 2 years. I snapped. "She's a child," he said calmly. "And you're not." That night, I was standing in the kitchen when Michael came up to me. "We can postpone the wedding," he said softly. I looked at him. "For how long?" "Until she gives us permission." He stayed quiet for a moment, then said, "Until she feels like she's not losing you." And now, I was standing in front of that same closed door. On one side, my daughter. On the other, my own life. And for the first time, I didn't know. Is it possible to have both? Or do I really have to choose one?